Good morning.
Good morning.
And the straw serves a lot of purposes. First of all, it protects against the cold, but more importantly, and this sounds strange, but in Wisconsin we've been getting some really warm temperatures in the last few winters, right, Daryl?
Yes.
And so what happens if we did not have these plants covered with straw? What would happen if they got too warm without the insulation?
Basically what happens at that time, and typically it's got to be above 50 degrees in the winter, is the top of the ground starts to thaw. All of a sudden that plant thinks it's spring, it wants to grow, so it actually starts to grow. Then a week, 10 days later, it drops back to 0 or below 0, and it will actually kill that plant just because it started to grow too early. So the straw is strictly insulation in the winter to protect against that kind of winter injury.
It's pretty vital for that, but it also serves another purpose for when we're actually when the plants actually come out. What happens in March? How do we get the straw off of the plants?
So in March or 1st of April, depending upon, once again,
The weather.
The weather, you actually come down through with each row, and we have a little rake, and it takes just a little bit of the straw off. So you don't want to dig down and take all the straw. You want to take just a little of the straw off, and then the plant likes to come up through there. Basically at that time, then as that plant sets fruit in June, the straw is there to protect against mud or hard rains, let's say, just before you want to pick, splashing up on that plant. Also, because there is lots of disease that lives in your soil that, of course, we cannot see pathogens and that type of thing, that actually splashes on that plant, and that will start to rotten the fruit or spoil quicker than a berry that has been kept free of any mud splashing on it. So,
And it's also a nice clean berry just to pick. Yeah, you don't get sand in your trays or things like that. It's just a beautiful berry to pick, and it's also not bad to kneel in.
correct.
I'd rather kneel in straw than on the hard ground.
It is very nice just for keeping yourself, the berries, everything clean and nice soft environment.
And then the third element I would like to touch on, maybe you could, is it keeps that soil moisture in the ground.
Correct. The other thing that it does do at that time is protects against the soil drying out. So if the temperatures do decide to go to 90 when it's hot out, they actually, that is just another insulation against the ground drying out, and basically using less water, so conserving our natural.
Keeps the water in the ground so we don't have to put as much in it.
Yeah. We can run our well less, we can use less water, it just constantly is a benefit for everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, being conservative of what our natural resources.
Who knew straw could be so important?